guys, it's Chelsea from The Financial Diet on this incredibly gloomy and rainy day. And actually, fun fact, it's the middle of the afternoon right now, but it looks like midnight because it's like the scenes in Harry Potter right before the Dementors come when everything goes dark and there's nothing good in the world. But in keeping with this theme of doom and gloom, we're gonna talk today about the money that you spend every day on Insecurity. Now I know that probably sounds odd because obviously there's no like Insecurity store where you go with like a Groupon and get, you know, a box of Insecurity to take home, but it's definitely something that shows up in your monthly budget. And it's not just insecurity, it's also anxiety, it's stress, it's tension. It's basically any emotion that leads you to spend because you either want to feel like a better person or you want to feel more in control. Everyone has their triggers, and maybe for you it's something like, oh, I feel like a loser in this outfit, so I'm gonna duck into a fast fashion store and get a new top before I go do something. Or maybe it's like, I got bad news at work, so I'm gonna just duck into this bar and spend all this money on fried food and sugary drinks that I don't need. Whatever it is, the point is that you are spending money that you definitely wouldn't otherwise be spending. And I've spoken a lot on the channel about how anxiety and insecurity drove me to put myself in debt and ruin my credit and really jeopardize my financial future. But you don't have to be a total financial hot mess in order to address your insecurity spending. As I mentioned in a recent video, our managing editor Holly has a strategy that she uses to track what purchases are really valuable to her. In her case, she just writes down every day the thing that made her happiest and how much it cost. And then after a while, she goes back and looks at her purchases to really see what made the difference. And to also identify the things that she was frequently spending money on, yet never seeing in her happiness journal. And when I heard that, I thought I could use something similar, but sort of in the opposite sense. Essentially, I've started writing down every time I spend money on insecurity or anxiety, or essentially any negative emotion that's getting the better of me. It's just a little moleskin journal where I have the purchase, the amount, and what I was feeling. At the end of every week, I can go back and look at the money that my emotions drove me to spend that I would not have been comfortable spending otherwise. There's something really jarring about seeing those purchases actually written out, along with a description of why you made them. We have a tendency to immediately forget and push out of our mind the negative episodes we experience, but writing down those emotions really allows you to confront them. For example, just over a week ago, I had gone on a bit of a spiral on a blogger's Instagram for whom I have an enormous amount of style envy. And I went out while I was already doing some errands and picked up a little home decor item that I don't even really like that much. Writing all of these purchases down and tallying them up at the end of the month really allows you to also see what else you could have been doing with that money. Quite frankly, seeing that number all tallied up and realizing just how much of it didn't really bring you anything makes you feel like you've been punched in the stomach a little bit. If you're having a particularly rough month, it's really easy to spend upwards of hundreds of dollars on emotional spending and not even really know where most of it's going. But aside from seeing what else you could have done with that money, it's really helpful to journal this way to keep yourself accountable. First of all, if you know you're gonna have to write down the idiotic purchase and what went into it, you're much less likely to make it. And making these purchases harder to forget means making it harder to slip into these bad habits. If you see written down that you are very likely to stop into an overpriced frozen yogurt store every time you're having a mildly bad day, you're going to be less likely to do it. Half the battle in breaking these unconscious spending habits is realizing you're doing them. Now, I'm not saying that you'll never spend money to make yourself feel better. Of course you will. It's just that you need to look at your spending to really identify what part of it is actually helping. A lot of times we think we're spending money to sort of repair ourselves, but we're really just getting a quick hit of endorphins that we could get in another more healthy and more cost-efficient way. The bottom line is that every dollar you spend should be with good purpose and total understanding of what it will bring you. Anytime you're spending money absent-mindedly, especially if you're feeling stressed out or insecure, you're almost guaranteed to regret it. Journaling is a really easy way to get serious control over your most elusive spending habits. Plus, the journal can be cute as hell. As with almost any other change in your life, mindfulness is the key. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to go to thefinancialdiet.com for more. Bye!